62, so if you want to calculate. And this was starting to come apart, and I started stitching it back together, and one day my wife comes in the den, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm stitching this back together, it's falling apart." And she didn't say anything, and that Christmas, my son's probably this heavy-duty guitar case. So this is my prop case. So, he didn't introduce me, but my name is Steve, that's my stage name. My real name is Steve. And I figured that if I ever need a witness protection program name, I'm gonna pick Steve, because they're gonna be looking for somebody else. They're not gonna be looking for me. That's the perfect cover, okay? So I'm used to coming into a cane. I'll give you a little bit of the treat here, just for the hell of it. I'm used to working with a little bit of a stage where I can come out kind of like this and say, "I bet you're expecting another lame comedian," but not working today. So, okay, so anyway, pros come in and they say, "I'm glad to be here." Well, I'm glad to be here, as opposed to like maybe a nursing home or an urn. So you're talking about glad. Any comedy groupies here? Any names you can throw out? There's some really wonderful people on YouTube. If you just type in Dry Bar Comedy, and it's all the clean stuff, which is what I do. There's some fantastic stuff that's going around, but I've been watching it. I got into my 60s, and it's like, okay, what's going on here? And I've got two, my oldest let me tell you about myself first of all. Retired engineer, been married for 53 years. Okay, I'm not bragging, it's not easy. I got 2 sons and 2 grandkids, so I consider myself a carbon neutral family. We're not, using up too much carbon here. And it would help if I could remember what my next part was, because I did all that. Okay. Just so you know who I am, I am a recovering alcoholic. No, wait a minute. I'm a recovering chocoholic. That's right. Yeah. No, wait a minute. I'm not recovering. I got my big break in 1st grade. Fantastic. So I've been doing comedy a long time. I did the story about little Johnny. Brand new teacher, brand new grade, comes in every day, puts a raisin on the teacher's desk, sits down every day, raisin on. He's a good kid, he's got good grades. After about a month and a half, Johnny comes in, sits down. 2 days, 3 days go by, teacher's puzzled. She knows kids can be kind of sensitive, so she takes him aside one day. "Johnny, you stopped bringing me raisins," and he gets real sad and he's nervous and "Why did you stop?" He said, "Well, teacher, I wanted you to like me." "I like you, Johnny. You're doing fine. Why did you stop bringing them?" "My rabbit died." Now that was such a big hit. I got to do a command performance down in the principal's office. Okay? And not only that, he put me on the road right home. I'm sure my dad laughed at that joke, My dad tells me Christmas, I was a little toddler, and I wake him up, "Steve, wake up," and I turn and I go, "What the hell do you want?" So, I've been around a while. Let's see. I did all that. Oh yeah, okay. What you're about to see is something that I can honestly say no one has ever seen before, obviously, except to me, because I've got one, okay? Because what I have here is a genuine, certified air guitar. Now, I can't tell you how much I paid for it, because I had to take money out of my hidden offshore bank account. That's the one where the government can't see how much you see where I'm going here. I'm pulling the puns like these guys did, okay? And what I'm supposed to do is be checking my script in here that I left in here. You can tell me I'm an amateur. Well, I got this thing, and I was pumped, right? This is really great. Now, I wanted to protect my investment. So, and this is the true part, one of my son's friends from Woodstock High School worked for Sotheby's. So he set me up. Back to my story. He set me up. I went down there. I said, "You got to tell me, this is real, right?" "Sorry, Steve," they said. And they used my real name, Steve. "What you got's a fake. The other ones are all the real air guitars." Well, of course, that deflated my ego, as you can imagine. You can probably write half of this routine for me anyway, so I guess I deflated my ego. He got it. I was a little slow on that one, but he got it. So, but they called me up like 2 days later, and they said, Steve, which was a little unusual because for them to switch to my stage name, I thought was kind of strange. But anyway, they said, we made a mistake. Your other guitar is worth more than you paid for it. Whoa, so why is that? He said, inflation. So that's my air guitar routine, folks. And
More.
okay, got one. He's a plant, don't it? He's a plant. So, I can read these too, but we need to fill it. So, what I'm going to do now is take something out of my pocket, which should be here. And this is something else that you've probably never seen. I was doing this for 50 years, literally. This is the true part of the story. Before I ever saw it in slow motion. And then, I think I'll sort of stand up a little bit. And then somebody did a slow-mo on their iPhone for me. But what you're about to see here is real. I saw a guy do it on the Johnny Carson show sometime around 1962. I was still in high school. He must have done it several times. I do this every year for Halloween. I make the parents come up. The parents can't wait by the street. Come on, parents, get up here. I have a whole routine that I won't go through now unless you want me to keep going and spend a little more time here and keep these people happy. But it looks a little bit like this, if it works, like that. And I'm about 80%, so sometimes it does not, and sometimes it does not. Good laugh. Okay. He's a good plant. He's a good plant. I actually know him from somewhere, but I haven't found out where yet. And if I can do it twice in a row, let's see. Ooh. Yeah. Now I'm right-handed. If you notice, this is my left hand. So this is the test. Let's see if it does not or if it does not. So after doing this 60 years, please work. Okay, see? Sometimes it does not. Sometimes it does not. I just thought of that today. Flip that over when it doesn't work. So here we go. I practiced. I want to do it too. I'm going to video that until I get it right, and that's going up on YouTube right away. I got a channel on YouTube, but I got 2 videos that you don't care about. You got to hit it just right. If you want to, I'll show you the slow-mo. You'll see how it works. I got it on my. I forgot to record this. The best laugh. I missed it. Okay. Here we go. Knots. We're doing knots. There we go.
All right.
Now, of course, if you go on YouTube and you, I have a really nice routine that I do for Halloween. And I start off by saying, this is a rope with a knot in the middle. This is a rope with a knot in the middle. And this is a knot with the rope in the middle. And last Halloween, and this is no joke, I got a pretty long routine that I do. I go on YouTube and I found out how to do this. I go through my whole routine. Everybody starts leaving and nobody went for the candy. Right? My wife comes out and says, hey, I didn't get any candy. So then I saw this on YouTube. I said, okay, well, if I'm going to be the knot guy. And there's some other guy on YouTube, if you talk about tying knots and ropes. Oh, we got some people coming. I'll go rope them in.
That's on you.
Sorry,
That's
I
on you,
can't.
buddy.
My wife thinks I'm crazy, and I am, but it's fun. It really is when you see people laugh. It's really great. And the smile. When COVID hit and people were wearing masks, it's like, what's going on here? I realized that you see those, we got a dimly lit room, you see those teeth, it really is important. Please work. The first time, you could see it's trying to help me. Whoa, that was smooth. That was really smooth. So anyway, that's my knot trick, except it's not a trick. As you saw, it's real, right? And I have in here, and I'll let you folks see it. I'm going to stop my recording. is I have photos. Photos. I had photos. What's going on here? There we go. So I have to go to, I'll tell you something, and this is off the record, off the joke. I was a Motorola engineer for 36 years, okay? I had a flip phone for many years. Voice, a little texting, it's fine. I had to get one of these because the old 5G or whatever, it wasn't gonna work. So I got an iPhone. My son says, oh, get the SE. So all you young people who think like, well, you just gotta learn the technology. No, the technology is shit. If you do something one day and you can't remember how to do that the next day, it's terrible. To exit any routine, it's a different exit. Some it's an arrow here, it's an arrow there. Some you can't get out, I got the one with the button, I gotta push the button. I'm sorry, it's lousy, it's gonna kill us all, but that's how it goes. So anyway, I can go up here, and somehow I have something called, different, it's supposed to be different sections with different videos in order so that I can find it, and now of course I can't find it. So I'll go back to the full album and just find the one where I show the slow-mo, and I'll let you see it. If I can find it without my reading glasses on here, shit. I'll find it after the thing. Anyway, that's pretty much most of what I had prepared. I will, well, first of all, I'll tell you, I've got a real busy summer here, so I've got my list of places I'm going to be here. And there's going to be the Comedy Corral, the Hilarity Hut, the Giggle Garage, the Giggle Gateway, Giggle Glory, the Chuckle Choo Choo, the Jocularity Jungle. There's a Laugh Liner, there's Fernando's Funny Farm. These are all just one-nighters. There's the Titter Train, there's Larry's a Laugh Away, Chuck's Chuckle Farm, there's Arnie's Amusement Asylum, then there's Hernando's Hilarity Hideaway. Okay, then there's a Laugh Lounge and Charlie's Chuckle Clinic. Then I do 2 nights with a charity drive with Mark, the Mirth Mechanic, and I do 2 up at the county fair with Tammy's Tickle Tent. Then I got another 2 nights at Gloria's Giggle Game Tour. Then there's the Grin Lounge, there's the Howl Hideaway, there's the Roar Room, the Shriek Shrek, and then I went to 3 Mirthketeers at the Snickers Bar and Lounge. There's the Barrington Bustagut. And I'm even invited to speak at the Sacramento Synonym Symposium. Say that once fast. There's the Crystal Lake Convivial Camp. There's Charlotte's Web Wisecracks. If you got young kids, you know about Charlotte's Web. There's Bozo Bistro. Everybody knows Bozo from TV, right? There's Clarabelle the Clown Cloister Closet. He's from the old Howdy Doody show, Clarabelle the Clown. You people aren't going to know that, but I got to tell you anyway. Oh, I forgot my bottle of Shinola. I'm from the generation that knows the difference between shit and Shinola, and I have an actual bottle of Shinola, and I held it up at one of the things, and people are saying, I didn't know that was a real product. Yeah, it is. It was a shoe polish, Shinola. Let's see. Then after the Titter Tunnel, then I do a weekend at the Michigan Mirth Museum. Then I go up to Whitewater, Whitey's Witty Whereabouts. Then I finish in November, Newport, New Hampshire, the New England Naughty Nacho Nightclub's Nutty Newbie Novice Night. While I untie my tongue, that's about all that I had prepared. I don't know if I told you, but we are taping tonight, but in case I got you all covered.
Do you drink scotch?
Pardon?
Do you drink scotch or just tape it?
Say one more time.
It's scotch.
Do you drink the scotch or just tape it?
No, that's his joke. I don't steal jokes.
I thought it was perfect.
I don't get too, you know, I said I got 2 sons and 2 granddaughters, and this is just burning a hole in my pocket, and I think we're all okay here. I can tell you this story, but I just found out I'm having my 3rd son in about a month. Okay, my wife's younger than me, okay, and not that that's important, but have you even seen any of the new ultrasounds that they do? It looks like a real face. It's not the dotted line things like they used to have. Remember the dotted line ultrasound? Well, it looks like they color it in or something. And of course, obviously, if they can tell whether it's a boy or a girl, they'll tell you, but only if you know. If you want to know. Well, I wanted to know, so they told me it's going to be a boy. My wife doesn't know, but that's okay. she doesn't even know the woman. That's not true. That's not true. She knows the woman just not as good as I do. And then I got one other one.
Hey Steve, can I interrupt just for a second with the Scott joke? It's been about 40 years since I drank alcohol, but I still have the hangover.
Okay. I do write poetry, and I'll do the one poem. And it's Old Mother Hubbard went to the book cupboard to get her poor daughter a dress. But when she got there, the cupboard was bare, and so was her daughter, I guess. Now, I'm aware of the Me Too thing, okay? And we have to be careful. There's a lot of sensitivity going on here. And I made a little joke, okay? And it's just a funny thing, okay? And, the idea that men find women attractive and women find men, that's part of our DNA. That's what makes us what we are, okay? We can't ignore that. It's in our genes, and it's okay as long as it stays there. That's all I got prepared, okay? So, catch me at one of those venues, if you can remember any of them. None of them are true. It's all made up. Nothing I said is true except a few. That first grade joke is true. I really did that. Well, I know what I'll tell you. How I got into this real time now. You heard of the Challenger Center in Woodstock? Challenger Space Shuttle? 7 people died. That was going to be educational. Christy McAuliffe. In fact, one of the people over has a letter from Christy McAuliffe. They were going to do live broadcast down to schools. I was volunteering over there, and one of the teachers who was on staff, I found out she had done some improv classes down in Second City in Chicago. She said, I just wanted to do something out of my comfort zone. And I was volunteering over there, just working with the kids, and it's really great. I do science demos and stuff with kids, and it's absolutely fabulous. So one day she calls me up, and I had heard that she had written her own stand-up comedy routine, but I thought it was downtown. Turned out it was in Crystal Lake, I could have seen it. Well, one of the other people once said it sounded pretty good, and then she calls me up on a Saturday, and she says, hey Steve, you're a pretty funny guy, help me write a comedy routine. This is all on the up and up. We're gonna go Wednesday. One of her friends puts a sound system up it's called the Goal Line Bar. It's a room upstairs, about half as big as this, maybe 15, 18 people fit. And she says, help me write this routine. So that's a Saturday. So we meet on a Monday. I'm at the Ethereal Confections chocolate shop in Woodstock with a woman 20 years younger than me, writing comedy. Life is good. We write the routine. Not only am I writing the routine, I'm in the routine. I'm going to heckle her. She's going to invite me up. The rest is history. We meet in the chocolate shop. We write this thing. I make some notes. I type them up. I email them to her. And I say, okay, Tuesday morning, let's rehearse it. She says, no, let's just do it. Okay, no guts, no glory. We get there. I write some cues on my hand here. I can play Italian while I'm talking. And there were some other people there, and the guitar player and whatnot. And 2 friends of ours who were in the 80s, both gone now. They come, my wife thinks I'm crazy, still does, she's not about to show up to any of these things. And I said, Ray, she's gonna say something, I'm gonna say something, and just don't worry about it. Okay, fine. His wife Jerry's there. About 15 people show up. Some people do some things. She starts up and she's playing off her 85-year-old mom and her teenage daughter. And she's got a line where she says, yeah, and you gotta wait for old people to cross the street. And my line is, hey, you're picking on us old folks. That gets a laugh. My friend Ray says, yeah, what about us? And he gets a laugh. He's having in on it. We do our 10 minutes, except about 3/4 of the way through, I lose my place. Cheryl, my partner, figures it out instantaneously. She knows exactly what to say to cue me in. It was beautiful. I got it on tape. I got it on RAM. We continue the thing. Get on 10 minutes. We had 14 good laughs. That's not the end of the story. We're talking afterwards. She and I are talking. The guy, her friend who brings the sound comes. We're talking with somebody else. 2 people walk up. They say, I mean, you were in on it all along? They totally bought it. It had to be because I was nervous. I couldn't read my notes. I could not have acted nervous. That cemented it for me. And I'm going to keep on going here because this story continues. We sat in the car a good 20 minutes afterwards. Man, that felt good. But you can fail. If you listen to the pros, they say you're going to fail. That's right. Okay, you will fail. Not tonight, but I did pretty good. I saw her smile. You've been smiling a lot, so I've enjoyed your smile a lot. He smiles with his mouth closed. It's like, oh man, I got one of those tonight. So anyway, I'm feeling pretty good. So I put together a routine, my work routine, I'm gonna call it, and it's gonna be 4 or 5 minutes. I go to that same place, and I get there early, and there's nobody around. 4 people show up, no problem. There's like a guitar player. I think he's like partly autistic, and his mom, and a guy in his middle aged, and one other person. Oh, the sound guy. So there's 4 people show up. So guitar plays, and I think Steve, the other Steve, does some things. And he said, "Okay, do your thing." Okay, so I do my thing, and it was kind of mediocre, but I'm okay because I can fail. I got some chuckles, and 3 more people show up. Okay, a harmonica player and another guitar player, and I don't know what. And they do some things, and they play some music, and it's really lots of fun. And Steve, the sound guy, says, "Hey, want to do your thing again?" No guts, no glory. I figured might as well. Okay, this is my idea. I'm going to do it. I do the exact same routine, and I get a few more laughs. And I close, which I kind of I haven't closed here yet, but you'll hear it here. I try to get a little serious, and I say, if you feel like you're just not being able to keep up in life, just remember that everybody else is falling behind, so you're actually ahead. That's my little funny little philosophy thing. And then I say, and by the way, this audience tonight was a lot better than the first show. They go crazy. I swear on a stack of Bibles, I didn't know why. I went home that night, what the hell is going on here? It took me a couple days. I listened to the thing. It's the same group of people. Here's what I learned from that. I literally studied comedy on YouTube. I watch these people, I listen to their interviews. I very carefully pick when my word is here, when my word is there. I want it to be maximum enjoyment for you. What I learned from that is, those people were in on the first show. We all know that, what is a joke? What's the 2 parts of a joke? Setup and punchline. Everybody knows that. Okay? You'll hear professionals say, you might be funny with your friends, but you're not going to be funny on stage. What are you with your friends? They know your sense of humor. You know their sense of humor. You're going along in a conversation. That's the setup. You think of something funny, everybody laughs. They know what's going on. They say something funny, you laugh. What happened that night when I had the same group of people? That was the setup. Kaboom, boom, 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 boom. Wham, I hit them with this thing that this stuff comes out of my head. I just can't help it, you know? And that told me that, yeah, you might be funny with your friends because they know you. That audience doesn't know you. You don't know me from Adam. You don't know what was going to come out of my mouth. Yeah, I somehow had to get your brain in the right place at the right time so that when I go, air guitar, nobody's ever seen it before, you go, oh, that's pretty clever, you know? And then I hit you with all those puns. You know, I really deflated my ego, blah, 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 blah. That last line, anybody remember what my last pun was? Why it was worth more than I paid for it? Inflation. You know who gave me that line? My dentist. I'm telling him this thing, and he says, oh, tell him it's more because of inflation. You never know when this stuff is going to come up. Then, okay, now, you should know, if I say Abbott and Costello, do you know what I'm talking about?
Abbott and Costello.
Abbott and Costello? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Ava.
Does anybody, who does not know what Abbott and Costello were famous for? I'll have to tell you.
The cup.
I know through him.
Yeah.
The baseball team, who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third, that whole thing. Let's see, 2021, 2019. In 2019, my grandkids are, 8 and 6 or something like that. They had heard that on YouTube or whatever. We start joking around. Cameron, you're following. You all right? No, Grandpa, I'm half left and I'm half right. They get it. January 2021. We have the grandkids over every day. They're using Elmer's glue to make that the slime stuff. I've got 50 cottage cheese containers of this stuff in it. They heard it. January 2021, we're going home. Callie, who's about 10 at this time, says, I got a joke, Grandpa. Okay, what is it? Knock, knock. Who's there? Celebrity. Celebrity who? Oh, you forgot me already. Cute joke. Cameron, 2 years younger, says, I got a joke, Grandpa. Knock, knock. Who's there? Burglar. Burglar who? Why would you open the door for a burglar? Funny joke. Then, they say, Grandpa, tell us a joke. Now, I've got a printout of dad jokes, grandpa jokes, or kid jokes, okay, that I used to bring with me. I forgot them that night. I swear on Scout's honor, I have never panicked in my life like I panicked that night. My chest tightened up. It's like, shit, what do I do now? When you're pressed to tell a joke, it ain't easy. Within 5 seconds, this is what came to me. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Steve, who's on first? We all laughed hysterically at that. I took 2 of the most well-known jokes, who's on first, and knock, knock. And it's like a divine inspiration that happened to me. I can't help it. This stuff just happens to me. I don't know if I can think of anything else, but you've been a wonderful audience tonight. And just remember, if you're having trouble keeping ahead, everybody else is falling behind, so you're ahead. And you've been a wonderful audience tonight, and this show was a good show, so thanks a lot.